Into the crack house. Into the crack house.
Welcome to Fort Fritz, Minisode 50. I am your host, Fritz, joined as always by co-host Mandaddy.
Hi.
Angela.
Hello.
And Kaz.
Howdy.
Our story begins in Argentina. Argentina, do you know what that means in Spanish?
Argentina.
Yeah, it's of Argin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
It's like
right.
It's like a tiny bit Argin.
Just slightly Arginish.
It's slightly arginous. Actually, I think it's something about silver.
Huh?
If somebody can look that up, because I'm going into this cold.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Argentina, there has been an animal that has been found that has been mutilated. So,
Oh, I don't like that.
Chupacabra back.
two things happen when someone nicely done, Mandaddy.
Thank you.
When a mutilation story happens, two things happen.
Hilarity.
A cryptid is introduced, or it's of what kind of phenomenon?
UFO.
Thank you. So this bovine was found dead. This happened September 4th. It was in a field, and of course this was in Argentina. But the day before, the livestock farmer said it was in perfect health. Everything was fine with it. And then he unfortunately found it lying on the left side of its body, and on the right side, visible to anyone walking, every bit of flesh and blood was gone from the animal's face.
Ooh,
Ew.
just the face?
Just the face.
Damn.
The whole face, or just like
Half
the
the
right
face.
side of the face?
Yeah, it's like a two-face kind of
Okay.
picture. And I have the photo if
Nah.
anyone... Okay, it honestly, because there's no gore, it looks just
I'll take it.
almost science fiction. So
I
I
just had
now...
a burger, so I'd be fucking a hypocrite not to
Right.
check it
yeah,
out.
I guess.
Sure,
You deserve this.
I'm
Yeah.
now passing the phone over to Mandaddy.
By the way,
the
Argentina
fuck?
is the Spanish adjective meaning silvery.
Oh, so
There you go.
can I
Wow.
get points?
That's kind of
Points.
messed up.
For sure,
Sure.
points.
I mean, I totally didn't look that up beforehand to coerce my points
Just your-
because
Yeah,
I'm
it just looks
obviously
like it got-
losing. But
It looks like it got its face lasered off.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been lasered off. Do you want to know?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No need
it doesn't look that gory
It just looks weird.
because
It looks more like it'd been there, for, like ants had picked it clean.
Right,
Yeah.
but only one
Section.
part of it.
Yeah.
Right,
But
a very.
Their queen is very particular about the meat that
She
she
just needs
eats.
to get the
so
cheek meat.
Just the cheek meat.
Hey, we
please.
talked about cheek meat.
and I mean it almost has this surgical like cut right there, right along that bottom jaw.
Yeah,
it's just
it goes right
gnarly.
along with it. That's one of the things with the cow mutilations that involve the thoughts of aliens. There's always a surgical aspect to it. Things are always very precise cuts. Sometimes even cauterization is involved.
Yep.
And so,
Interesting.
yeah, it's always it's never a brutal act. It's always a surgical act. It's not like
There's
they
like teeth
rip the leg off.
wounds and stuff, exactly.
Yeah. And with
It-
chupacabra, it's like pierced holes.
Yeah, and like it looks terrible because it's been
Sucked
sponged
dry.
out.
Yeah.
So yeah, this literally just to describe this photo to the people who do not want to even look at it,
So
and
we're going to force you to think about it in your mind.
I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you. It
Closing
was-
your eyes won't even help.
picture this animal, and just right in the center is just a photo of a completely bleached skull just laying on top of it. It's like there's almost no gore, and it's weird to explain.
Yeah. It's a
But-
very clean bone.
It's extremely clean. Like there's nothing gory about it. You would see it and go, "What the hell happened?"
Yeah, but right there. No, I'm pointing at the wall.
Oh,
Yeah, that's like right there. It looks like half of that.
yeah. So for the people listening at home,
Look at
Yeah,
look
look
at
at
Fritz's
this
wall.
Look at that.
Look at
Look
the
at
thing.
that.
Now, can you see it now? You
Look
see
at
it
it.
now, you bastards?
look at it. That's it.
That is it. It's
Right.
actually it. It's very close to it.
Well, that's what I got. Crazy shit in Argentina, and also the day before, a 30,000 liter well was completely bone dry, and apparently that happens often in really arid regions. But 30,000 liters of water going bye bye, and it looking like a dry, arid well, and then the very next day, this bovine was found with that kind of almost radiated heat cauterization. Weird, crazy stuff.
That's really crazy.
The world is going crazy. It just is.
Aliens.
What you got for us, Angela?
Well, my phone just locked, so nothing right now. You guys know who's on the International Space Station right now?
Oh, wait. I know Chris Hadfield is not.
He's not. All right, so we're on Expedition 56. I know you guys are going to guess. There's Oleg Artemyev, Commander Drew Feustel, Ricky Arnold, Sergei Prokofiev, Alexander Gerst, and Serena Anion Chancellor.
Cool.
And
Huge fan.
great people. However, did you guys hear that there was a hole in the International Space Station?
No.
Yeah, this is messed up.
If you did not watch that fantastic bit on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver about this. So those are the people that are on the International Space Station. But that's not the crazy thing. The crazy thing is that there was a hole in the International Space Station. And they actually don't know how it got there. And then someone in Russia said this was man-made, like someone did this on purpose, like drilled
like
into
it was an inside
it.
job.
That like someone up there is like wanted to go home early, and they actually fixed it with duct tape, which is because you can't really bring much up there with you, and you have
duct
to
tape
use what
solves
you
all
have.
problems.
And exactly, it does.
Yeah.
Except for a picture I've tried to hang up in my house, like it won't. The duct tape won't hold, and I'm
If-
like, if you can plug in a hole in the International Space Station,
You just need more.
I guess.
More duct tape.
Or, if not duct tape, liquid nails.
Liquid nails.
Yep. You could build a house with liquid nails. And proud sponsor, Fort Fritz.
All
I
right.
know about this one.
So all these reports came out that it was man-made, but then everyone was like, all the astronauts are like, no, we're fine up here. We don't know how this happened. It's been fixed. All is calm. So this guy, Sergei, one of the astronauts, Sergei Prokofiev, he like posted a video on social media, and he was just like showing how they fixed it. And he's like, as you can see, everything is calm on board. We are living in peace and friendship as always.
Oh,
it's like,
God.
it just seems a little too
Like a hostage
heavy-handed.
video.
Right?
Yeah. Are they blinking in a certain way when they're saying it?
He's like, please don't worry. We're all right. And he's like, as you can see, we can easily be in here without space helmets. No one is plugging the hole with a finger, as they write in the media.
Whoa.
So everything's all good, but it is causing them to have to go home a little early. But they fixed it with duct tape. And I guess they did fix it with other things later, but that was the quick fix at first. So
Duct tape. What?
Duct tape.
God, it can do everything.
Yeah.
It can save people traveling in outer space. If they don't capitalize on this,
They really need to.
fucking
They really
idiots.
need to. All I know is if it can't be fixed with WD-40 or duct tape, there's nothing I can do for it. That's all I know how to do. To stop it or make it move more. That's all I can do. I'm not a mechanic.
What you got for us, Kaz?
So in a similar vein, not as dramatic or intriguing, but still pretty cool. Apparently, some images have come in from, I think it was Hubble and Chandra telescopes of two spiral galaxies colliding.
Ooh.
And the resulting image is far more mystical than the laser beam cow skull that you showed us earlier. But it just looks like an amazing portal
Oh, wow. That's
of
really good.
like stars, and apparently it's black holes and it's galaxies. The collision caused some type of. I'll read the actual quote once I get the phone back from everybody.
It's like a space party.
Yeah.
with collisions and explosions and death.
All elements
that's
were
a space
invited.
party.
That's a space party.
That's a space party. That is
I'll
so
tell you that
cool
much right
looking.
now.
I want a poster of that in a black
it's
light
Gorgeous.
and a lava lamp.
The math and
Drugs.
like gravitational gas compression stuff that was happening is just mind-boggling. I mean, I could read it. It made little to no sense to me. But the
So did all the planets see it coming slowly? They're all like,
God, it's gotta be
no,
terrible.
oh, no.
That's what I kept wondering. So it looks like the smaller galaxy, the one in the bottom left corner, completely passed through the larger one, creating a gravitational disruption in the form of a density wave that rippled out from the galaxy's center like waves generated from a stone thrown into a pond.
Wow.
These waves move some of the orbit and stars toward the outer region and mainly squeeze the gas in the target galaxy and in the surroundings. The denser gas that results reaches the point which makes new stars. Astronomer.
So
co-author
it's a
Anna
breeding
Wolfer.
ground for stars, I guess, in this
Just
solar system?
all kinds of insane
I mean, I can't imagine this sort of. I mean, things are going to be created and destroyed like all day long with this thing, or all millennia long.
Right. Yeah. It's just like.
Yeah, it's just going to keep going.
Like, things are being born and dying and born and dying.
Yeah, it's just waves of destruction constantly.
This thing is power hungry, man.
Galactus is going to show up for sure. He's just going to have a buffet with this thing.
Are you kidding? It's probably there right now.
So yeah, it
chopsticks.
It was a National Geographic article, and it was very cool.
That is super fascinating.
That's dope.
That's pretty cool.
What you got there, Mandaddy?
Well, I got some medias to be watching. First of all, stuff that I'm watching, not finished watching yet, but it's just so great, is Ozark. We talked about this before. I'm I'm on episode 4 of season 2. It's just great.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Ozark, just get into it on Netflix. It is. It's getting close to Breaking Bad level, I'd say. And one thing it does better is humor.
Yes.
It does a lot better interjecting humor, and there's a lot of dark, heavy stuff going on, but they have just because Jason Bateman, he's just innately funny, even in a dark show.
He's like the king of straight men.
Boom.
So this is Ozark. It's got Jason Bateman. Who is the female?
I have no idea.
Laura Linney.
Laura Linney. She's great.
And it's about, so it's not corn noir. It's not American Gothic. It's like Ozark. So what the hell is that?
Hillbilly noir.
Canadian noir?
Redneck noir.
No. Don't say redneck.
No, so it is redneck noir. Yeah.
Remember when Dell said redneck?
Come on, spoilers.
No, come on.
Yeah.
Give us like a high level. What's it about? Without.
I thought I really offended you personally.
I mean, he is from a pop guy or whatever. Right?
I was like, wait.
Maybe.
I would have knifed him. Don't worry. I would have knifed him right then.
Ozark is basically Jason Bateman plays a guy who launders money for a cartel. And then things go bad because one of his, and this is given away in the first episode, one of his partners is skimming, and things go really bad for that dude. And so to prove his worth to the cartel, they send him off to the Ozarks with a bunch of money. They're like, okay, you have this amount of time to launder this. And things go from there. And oh my, do they go. And like I said, it's very Breaking Bad drama-ish. And when it comes to the cinematography and acting, that sort of level where it is like almost movie level, not just your typical, CSI or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a perfect blend between like that movie production and also just everyday sitcom, not sitcom, but everyday drama.
Yeah.
Have you watched Monday's episode? It's a perfect mix.
And the mix of family interaction dynamics. Thank you.
Yeah.
With adding the heinous crime element that goes along with it. But so that's huge recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Also, of course, because I've been waiting for it and I'm a nerd, season 2 of Iron Fist.
Yep, I started watching that today.
I've seen only 2 episodes in, but it's actually getting good reviews, which I'm so happy about. They changed the showrunner and they changed the fight choreographer, and they pared it down to 10 episodes, which is something the Marvel shows I think needed to do. I think, like, even shows that I love, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, they just got a little long.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
There'd be, like, there's a lot of padding that took place that you'd think, if you could pare this down, you got a little bit more action-packed show. Not that it just has to be action-packed, fighting-wise, but just move it along, a little bit. And so I'm really enjoying that. I've always liked Iron Fist.
Is it R-rated like the Punisher one?
There's some violence.
There's some violence, but I don't think it's as it's not heavy as the Punisher.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, I did see a guy just take about 4 hatchets to the gut and get but you don't see anything ripped out.
Why was Punisher so mad?
Because his family got gunned down while at a fair or at a amusement park.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah, right in front of his eyes.
I honestly didn't know.
That's why. He watched his family get gunned down and kind of ticked him off a little bit.
Try not to be on Wikipedia on my phone. I would have looked it up, but now I'm a dummy. Thanks.
I've got a bunch of Punisher comic books at home, man. I got a bunch.
He was also kind of just a gruff, sort of dour guy in general, and then bad shit happened to him, and then
he was already not exactly
pretty,
Mr.
stern.
Fluffy Nuts.
Right.
Fluffy, what?
Mr. Fluffy Nuts.
Not exactly.
Mr. Fluffy Nuts. He had Mr. Fluffy Nuts like tendencies and qualities.
He was trying his best to get fluffier.
He needs to. He needs to fluff up.
Someone killed his fluff.
Punisher.
Yeah.
Fluff up, bro.
Again, I feel really bad about that.
You should. And I watched a Netflix movie, and it's called The Beyond. And kind of in the sort of reality show found footage style almost, about in the future, not too far in the future, there's this appearance of something in space out by the International Space Station, some sort of giant energy field that looks very similar to what Kaz just showed, actually.
Galaxy
it looks
flood.
insanely close to that.
Power Man 5000.
It had happened before. Spiders up there. And so it looks like that, and a astronaut from the International Space Station gets sucked into it, and they can't find him. And they realized that this had happened before, like they had seen the same phenomenon before, but it had been like 35 years in the past. They knew they couldn't wait 35 years, so they're trying to figure out a way to get into the what they call the void. And all through the thing, they call it the void. They talk about the void. They talk about the void, and they call the movie The Beyond because there's already 2 movies called The Void, and that pissed them off because throughout the entire movie they say into the void, we're in the void, we're going to the void. He's lost in the void. The void. What's the name of the movie? The Beyond.
Beyond the void.
It pissed them off when they're like going, all right, let's sign up for this. And oh shit, there's already 2.
2 of them.
2 on the same thing, but it was enjoyable. It wasn't great. It was enjoyable. The ending was kind of nice, little kind of a twist ending, not a major twist, but kind of a sort of thing with more of a positive than negative message, which is always nice. And I'll give it like 4. Beard pulls, so it's like
4
rainy
is
day.
average.
Yeah, like a 4.5, depending if you're in the mood for sci-fi.
Again,
he
always pushes it.
Well, just because. I mean, I like to be nice when it comes to movies and
I know,
TV.
because you know what? Like, Mandaddy has always said, there's never been any kind of monument written for a critic, because honestly, that's when we just give up as a society.
Yeah, there's no statues for, here stands a man who had an opinion, and he gave it. On paper!
Siskel and or Ebert probably have a statue somewhere. Like, those dudes are pretty famous.
Well, then...
No, they're more personalities more than anything. That wasn't, if they didn't have the TV show and their whole interaction and everything.
Definitely huge personalities on Siskel and Ebert.
Their interaction.
Watching.
Hey,
someone right
you have no idea. Back in the 80s, they were
popping.
No, I'm serious, man. At the movies with Siskel and Ebert, that was like appointment watching for cinephiles.
I'm gonna
straight up.
I'm gonna watch
fucking kids these days.
Old school.
No respect.
I'm gonna check it out.
You should.
Right after that, too, though, it was always like, cool, man, these guys seem really, really neat. Were they always right? And then the guide just goes, right over here is where the Civil War happened.
Well, they're the ones that gave us 2 thumbs up. If you hear 2 thumbs up, that's because of Siskel and Ebert.
Sloganeering.
They actually
Fonz
patented that.
gave us 2 thumbs up.
What?
Sloganeering.
Fonz gave us.
No, he gave you.
No, he did.
But he didn't say it. He just said, hey.
I'm giving points.
Thank you.
That's points right there.
But so that's those are my recommendations. Ozark, definitely. Iron Fist, if you liked Iron Fist before, you're going to love it now. And The Beyond, if you like some sci-fi, you just want to kick back and kind of enjoy something for a little while, I would recommend that
Have
as well.
you rated Ozark before?
No, I don't think so. Because,
So
she talked about it first, I think. Angela brought it up first.
Angela, how would you rate
I think maybe when
Ozark?
the first season.
Are we talking about beard pulls?
Yeah.
I would give it a good 6.5.
Wow,
Yeah.
jeez.
I would agree. I'd say it started off at the 6.
Yeah.
And then definitely got to the 0.5 with this season.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it a 2.1 probably.
Because you haven't watched it?
I've seen bits and pieces, really good, but I haven't.
Is that
Really
like
good
when you
bits.
take a test and you get a point for like putting your name on it? Like
Showing up.
You spelled your last name correctly. Congratulations.
I'm not going to answer that question, but yes. Mandaddy, how can people interact with us?
There are several ways, actually. Of course, you're listening to us on whatever platform you're listening to it on now. There's other ones as well. There's
Go ahead
YouTube.
and just shout it out right now. What platform you're listening to? 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, that's a good one. That's
cool.
a good choice. Good
Interesting.
choice. I like the fidelity on that one
Could be
and
a little better.
the interaction. You got your Stitcher, you got your Libsyn, you got your YouTube, you got Spotify. You got to get us on the iTunes if and you want. You can also interact with us on Facebook. Just search for @FortFritz. We're on Twitter at FortFritzMCT, which stands for Mooncast Troop, for reasons that you should probably dig into and figure out on your own, because I'm not here to do your work for you. So it's like this isn't a Facebook debate where you just demand people show you facts when you're on a device that has Google. I hate that. Oh, where's the information for that? In your hand, the thing you're talking about.
All right, Angela, go ahead and wrap up where people can find us.
the sassles over here.
It's been a rough week.
Yes. Well, where did you leave off with that rant?
Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube,
Twitter, Facebook.
Twitter,
And one thing we
Facebook.
never bring up, and that all the other things that we should. And
Spreaker.
YouTube, you can subscribe.
Yeah.
Yes,
Subscribe. That's a
please.
big thing on Stitcher.
And like the video,
like
like when you-
things,
yes, please.
subscribe.
Rate them.
Yeah,
Rate them,
ratings.
leave us a review,
Apparently the ratings
send
are
us,
important.
and share. Please share to your friends, your family, and your enemies. Let them know what you've been listening to. Tell them to check out the full episode so they can hear the sound effects and the fun and the hey. But thank you very much. You've been listening to, and you shall continue to listen to, Fort Fritz.